Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Scruffy Looking Nerf Herders.
What up?
It's, of course, live Star Wars streaming vidcast, blah, 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 words and stuff. Already messed up my copy. Anyways, HoloNet news.
That's like the through line of every episode and review that we have is your inability to set it off on the good foot.
Well, what fucks me up is when we're doing it, the live instead of like doing like the reviews or whatever.
Those are live too.
Sometimes my screen, it's live, but like we don't have the video. I'm not watching the video aspect, I guess I should say.
Right.
Whereas with this, I'm waiting for my screen to pop up. It's like, oh shit, why can't I see Skype? Fuck, we're recording. Words.
All right.
That's the level of professionalism you guys get with us. You can't find that anywhere else.
Welcome to Star Wars.
If you really want to like go off the rails, we could just continue our conversation about horror being the best in the world.
We were totally having a really, really good conversation about Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark film we just saw, and we've been sort of engrossed since our childhood with the series anyway, the trilogy of books. So it was a really good conversation that we're interrupting for the sake of you, Star Wars lovers like us. So I feel like we've got enough news to really fill an hour of Star Wars chitter-chat.
You can do it. Definitely do.
I've been drinking for hours now, and I'm...
Yay, medicine working.
I'm good to go. So
yeah.
Let's do this thing.
Let's do this. All right, well, let's start off with the hot topic, at least the shit for me that I saw and about blew my load. Fucking Hot Toys is doing a bunch of, replica 1/6 scale models.
Right.
They're dope.
Toys. They're toys.
Not toys. They're models.
They're toys. They're toys.
Yeah, they're totally toys.
I would like to correct Stephanie in the chat room, however. This is totally porn if you're a Star Wars nerd.
Absolutely. Like when you guys see the Crimson Dawn Mall, if you don't at least get a little bit aroused, then you don't like Star Wars. Just throwing this out. Adam concurs. But so right here we got, Master Kit Fisto. Sorry.
He looks fucking retarded with his teeth there, dude.
Yeah, but he always kind of like that's the look on his face. Like I will give the sculptors one thing, and of course keep in mind these pictures that we're seeing, they're prototypes. Like this is the actual release. They still have little things that they're going to adjust here and there before the release, and they don't have an actual release date yet. It's just going to be sometime next year. Given the time that they release the prototypes, I would imagine second or third quarter of next year. But yeah, that straight up looks like Kit Fisto in the movies. Like he always just kind of,
that teeth thing. Nah, I don't.
Fucking do it. I just barely watched that.
Dude, I saw Sidious take him down, and he did not have that teeth look.
Well, that's obviously not when Sidious is taking him down. That's like the Battle of Geonosis.
This fucking messes me up. Side note, I want to go with Josh here in a second. He saw a prop maker who had already printed a Sith Trooper helmet. Oh, shit.
God damn it.
Oh, shit.
Need that shit bad.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back,
Luke Skywalker.
Oh, my God. This is where he's fighting off that green goblin that was trying to take his flashlight in the swamps. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
That son of a bitch. Nobody liked that guy anyways. He was
hit people with his cane. Who does
throwaway
that?
Character anyways. And I swear, like anybody that lays a fucking hand on R2-D2 is a piece of shit. Just throwing this out right now.
I'm telling you, anyone who has to live with someone else's hand up their ass has a problem.
To each their own.
Just saying that.
Different kinks for different people, Adam. Not everybody is a lights off, socks on missionary type of dude like you.
There's a sheet between us with a hole. Just like Jesus intended. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Dude, this makes me yearn. I use the word yearn. I yearn for Luke Skywalker. Like what we have now of Luke is so not what the Luke, like this is not what we have now. This is the Luke in his prime. He didn't need any Viagra. His drinking was under control. Like he was in a good place. Now he has to watch Twi'lek fisting porn in order to get it up.
happens.
I would totally watch some Twi'lek fisting porn.
Well, I mean, who has?
Who hasn't? Send me a link, goddammit. We'll shut the show down right now.
Thanks everybody for tuning in.
We have better things to do.
Yes, we do.
Oh my gosh.
And the Jawas, they're pretty sweet. They're from the size of the eyes, at least in my opinion, it looks a lot more like the Return of the Jedi versus the A New Hope ones. But the cool thing is they are battery operated, so the eyes actually light up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And I like the fabric.
Yeah, I believe they're coming as a set. I don't know, but I mean, regardless, Jawas are always fun.
For sure. No, and we're gonna see this with the Ewok too, but they paid attention to texture. This wasn't the fucking Ken or Obi-Wan and Darth Vader that we had as kids with the like plastic cloak that didn't look like a cloak. It looked like this weird plastic wrapping. It was just craziness. This
looked like if it got
really
hot
good.
enough, it would melt to your skin.
Yeah.
No, it does definitely have the texture of the monk cloth
that
they use. It's gorgeous.
Great. Oh, come on.
And then the Crimson Dawn Maul.
Too goddamn
This
cool.
shit. Oh my god. And I will definitely give it to the people that were doing the photographs for these fucking statues.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that just looks like a scene out of a movie.
It really does. Absolutely. It looks real. Like he looks like real. Like this is not. This is not a toy. This is great.
Yeah. Well, and it's great because, I mean, of course, different statues are going to come with different props that they can switch out. With him, he's got like 2 or 3 different lightsabers, a bunch of different hands. Like, it's pretty goddamn.
Different hands?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. That's next, I think. There it is.
Oh, yeah. See, there we go.
All right, so
right
back to Twi'lek fisting.
Yes, right back to Twi'lek fisting. This was awkward because I was at work when I first saw this picture, and I didn't have a trapper keeper to stifle my erections. So.
Trapper keeper. How many people watching this know what a trapper keeper is?
You fucking knew what I was talking about. God damn it!
Yeah, I did.
That's all that matters.
I had one. That's great.
Yeah,
I had a Star Wars lunchbox, like in elementary school. Going to school on the bus like a loser. I always did. Oh, god damn. This looks so great. Look, he even has a seat with like butt marks in it.
Oh, yeah.
Like he has a wide butt stance. Look at that.
Well, he's also got a robotic lower half. Like, you kind of got to have enough room to at least like distribute the pressure. He's easily
because of his robotic sphincter.
Well, I mean, we haven't seen it yet. Hopefully that Solo 2 will...
They'll show Maul's robotic sphincter. Mother Townsend gave me this sphincter.
Just shatters the table as soon as he stands up.
Wait, is that Kira? Who is that?
Yeah, they're holograms for like the 2 seconds that we see Darth Maul in the movie.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
dude, I didn't
it's
know
pretty
that.
sweet. Like I said, it was difficult to keep that erection stifled.
You know what I did? I made an initiate's mistake in high school where I chose silk boxers. Big mistake. I thought I was being cool because I had silk boxers on until I took like the first step of the first of the day.
Yep.
And that silky smoothness ran across my boys.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The whole day it was me just keeping it in my belt. Like tucking it in my pants, like, oh gosh, this is horrible. No one look, please, no one look.
Yeah, I always had the problem of wearing bondage pants and shit like that. So of course, as a punk rocker, you would have to sew them like super tight, like skin tight.
Jeez.
It was always an awful idea. You move the wrong way, shit gets rubbed, and you're like, well, I gotta find a stand in for a second.
Yes, please.
Yes.
She looks great. That's so realistic looking.
Okay, so I honestly would like
Except
to
for
see
the crotch
2
grip?
different ones. What's that?
Except for the crotch grip. Fuck is that?
It's also a prototype. Very likely they'll end up having something where it holds onto the waist or something, or possibly pegs in her feet. But I would honestly, I would like to see an alternate version of that, like post battle, like bloody and bandaged. Like that is anytime I think Padme Amidala, that's what I go to. Like where she's just the badass that she is.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. Like, we all live these dualistic lives, right? So we present ourselves to the world one way. The truth is, more often than not, that we are very much dramatically different. In Padme's example, she presents herself as Queen Amidala, but the reality of Padme is this passionate warrior female that we get to see. Like, one of the only great things about Episode 2 is her kicking ass.
She fucking owns everybody.
Ugh.
Even when the Jedis are getting their shit kicked in, she's just like, yeah, I got this.
Great. She's great. Ugh. Anyone who says females shouldn't have a place in Star Wars has not been watching Star Wars.
That's, god damn it, that argument.
Fucking nerds.
That always comes up, and it's such bullshit.
Yeah, sorry, I bring it up.
The whole fucking no. It's an argument that needs, or it's a topic that does need to be brought up and constantly stressed. Like, anybody that bitches about how it's for fucking boys and it's just objectifies women, bullshit. It's always the women that are the strong fucking lead roles that kick everybody's ass with just the greatest of ease, while the guys are bumbling buffoons.
Meanwhile, let me observe this gorgeous remake of Padme Amidala object in front of me.
Yes.
Let me literally objectify her as the object that she is in front of my eyes.
That's fine.
Oh, that's... Dude,
this one's cool. I definitely wonder how big it's going to end up being. If they're going to keep Anakin like the same scale as the rest of the statues.
Oh, shit, that means this is big.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they will.
If that's the case, yeah.
They won't, but that'd be so dope. It's nice because
that's a whole nother level. But look at his detail. Like, he looks really, really detailed just from what we can see here. Like, you can see his hair. Like, the strands in his hair. Is that a parrot on his shoulder?
I'm going to have to blow up the picture.
Is this pirate Anakin?
It should be if it's not.
R2, get my parrot a cracker.
That would be great.
Dude, I just watched Signal from Sector 6 again today. Just as like a palate cleanser. So good.
That's awesome.
It is so good. If you guys watching haven't watched Star Wars Resistance, you're not missing a lot. However, episode 6 is called Signal from Sector 6, and it's really good. Like, it's still really good. I've seen it like 3 times now. It's great.
Yeah,
really funny.
that's well, never mind. I'll get into that later when we get to that. But yeah, that's pretty much the only reason the show's worth anything. Oh, dude, everything else just garbage.
Josh in the chat saying this is like 1.5 feet long. Holy
okay,
shit.
So then I guess it is definitely scaled to everybody else. That'd be great. I don't know where the hell I'll put it.
Who has room for that?
I mean,
I barely have room for my kids
to kick out, right?
Yeah, well, one of them is getting there.
Yeah, I mean, the other one, she could handle her own shit. Like,
we're getting a bunk bed just so I can have more space to put toys.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
She spent all day today with makeup like Pennywise because we let her watch it for the first time.
Oh, she just barely saw it?
Yeah.
Which one? The new one or
the old one? The new one. Not the old one. Psst. I wouldn't sully her experience. That's one. You had to be alive during the old one to appreciate the old one.
No. I will argue that to the
death. I did not mean to deviate back to horror.
No, we're going to deviate because we're here. And I think you people will agree. Okay, so little preface. My sister is 16 years old.
We really are talking about this.
What's that?
We really are talking about it?
Yeah, fuck yeah, we're going to talk about it. It'll be really quick. Here's Wicket. He's fucking awesome. Everybody loves him. Buy Wicket. Anyways, my sister, we introduced her to the original It, the miniseries with the master Tim Curry. She is obsessed with it, like to the point where at one point we were going to go to a movie theater, rent it out, and watch it as a family. Never happened because shit happens. Right. But she prefers that over the new It. What? And she's seen both, of course. So I don't think it's a generational thing. Like, it still holds up. I mean, yeah, Pennywise.
There's like 80s montages in the old one.
What the fuck is wrong with montages?
I mean, for the era, nothing, but like...
I think that's why cinema nowadays sucks. We don't have enough montages.
All right.
The last montage was from Team America World Police.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Even had a theme song. Wicket.
Wicket statue is pretty awesome.
Wicket.
Yes.
You know what? I don't. Here's the deal, though. Like, we grew up when Wicket was cute and fuzzy and adorable, but nowadays, are there people who only see Ewoks as like the Battlefront 2, they're coming to murder you in the night type Ewoks? And they look back at these cute fuzzy ones, they're like, those aren't Ewoks. That's a teddy bear. Ewoks are fucking terrifying. Like, is there that generation?
I don't know. Even in the video game, they're still kind of cute.
Are they?
Yeah.
Like, they hunt you and murder you.
Okay, so I haven't played that yet because I just don't ever have time for video games like I used to. But prior to that, patch, expansion, whatever the fuck it is, where you can get killed by Ewoks, like you could run into them while you're running around on the Forest Moon of Endor. And, I mean, of course, they look much better, but it's still like, oh, it's a cute little teddy bear that's going to poke me in my plasteel armor.
I don't know, man. I watched like a playthrough of a level, and it looked scary as shit.
Nice. I'll have to try.
Like horror movie type stuff. Like it's really like you got to watch it or play it or whatever.
Yeah, I'd rather play it than watch it. I'm not too big on watching video game playthroughs. It's kind of like, why would I do this when I can just play the fucking thing?
Yeah.
Unless I'm getting my ass.
I just didn't want to buy it in order to see what it looked like. Wes is asking, what's cuter than the head of your enemy?
Not a goddamn thing.
I don't know, Dahmer. What is cuter? The head of your lover, maybe?
See, Dahmer, it wasn't his enemies.
It was his lover, his obsessions.
Exactly. It was his boyfriends and shit.
That was about love. That's true. I'm sorry.
Exactly. God.
I took Wes's hate reference and I turned it into Dahmer love, and they're not the same thing at all.
No, they're not.
Drilling a hole into someone's head to make them a sex zombie is not the same as hunting them on Forest Moon of Endor and murdering them with sticks. You're right.
It just makes sense, Adam. I mean, and sometimes you have to vocalize it to make, like, for it to click. I gotcha. Gotcha.
It takes me a little bit sometimes. I'm old.
All right, then here we got Cody. It was pretty cool.
Roger.
I feel like there's a billion clone statues out there for each individual clone. And I'm perfectly fine with that.
Like, how, I don't know. Like, if the helmet comes off and it really looks like the guy, then awesome. But otherwise, it's like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh, I'm going to get angry.
And we're jumping ahead.
I'm going to get angry. All right, are you done? Like, these are all the toys I have.
These are it. Yeah, I mean, you've seen one clone statue. You've seen them all.
Yep.
So here, this next one here, the one that I've already teased, Star Wars Rollout. It's an animated series geared towards kids, obviously. It started on the 9th. I haven't had the chance to watch it just yet because I actually didn't find out about it until the 9th. But basically, it's just based on a bunch of characters from The Force Awakens, but they're all BB-8 shaped. So I mean, that's fun.
Hence Rollout.
See,
Chewbacca.
Yeah. Oh, and with this, I feel they really missed something. Like, they got everybody else's BB-8s. Why not a BB-8 Porg?
Well, literally, why not? They're making everything the rollout. Why the hell didn't they make the Porg the rollout? Their body is practically there anyway.
Exactly. They're already the shape, and that'd be cute.
The worst fucking... This is worse than anything.
I know, this is worse shit.
Look at this! Ah! The worst.
Yeah, kids shows are fun. So, if you want to try to stomach this, and of course it's me going on a limb saying that it's bad. I'm sure I would enjoy it if I watched it, but until then I'll say it's bad. You can find it on StarWarsKids.com.
Is this like a Georgia O'Keeffe in the making? Like, she's like, I am Georgia O'Keeffe. This is the vagina I will paint.
Possibly. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
For the artists out there, or those who don't know artists, Georgia O'Keeffe is this famous, incredible artist, actually, who, like, a lot of her florals look just like vaginas, and, like, the whole thing is she made them that way specifically. She is an amazing artist, was, to be fair. Yeah. But it's just kind of funny as, like, a kid learning about it, and you're like, hee, vaginas. Oh, come on. It's so dumb. Like, fuck, man. They already cartoonified the movies more than fucking the original trilogy ever was. I don't know why they need to go to the next step and, like, babyify them like this.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't understand, because like with the original trilogy and especially the prequel trilogy, it was always geared towards kids.
Mm-hmm.
And the prequel trilogy especially, like it was admittedly like I was of that era. I mean,
You
let's
were a
see.
kid once? What?
I totally was. I wasn't
What?
always fat and bald.
What?
I know. I used to be short, fat, and bald. But yeah, no. I mean, 99. I was what, fucking 13 when that shit came out, and I felt like it was geared towards kids younger than me. So,
Yeah.
and I probably just
totally younger. Well, here's the problem: is that you listen to, like, it's tough as someone who grew up with the original trilogy, was a young adult watching the prequel trilogy, and now a grown ass man, worrying about equity in his home, watching the sequel trilogy, reflecting back on the original trilogy, and then rewatching it again, and trying to reconcile George Lucas saying that these were meant for 12-year-old boys, like the original trilogy, and yet it was very. It was so adult and real. Like, it didn't talk down to kids, whereas the prequels talk down to kids. The sequels are totally talking down to kids. It's a totally different tone that you can just watch and see. Like, from the original to the prequel to the sequel, they're completely different. So, unless the sensibility, which is an argument against my point here, unless the collective cultural sensibilities have changed so dramatically in 40 years for 12-year-old kids that they have to be talked to in a cutesier way than they used to need to be talked to, there's no reason for the prequel and sequel trilogy to look and be like it is.
See, I honestly think it does. Like, I mean, just like a decade is a huge change. I mean, fuck, so many examples, especially like in my line of work where I have to deal with all age groups. I mean, fuck us talking. I was trying to talk movies with one of my clients the other day who's 17.
Yeah.
Mom's totally getting all the fucking references. This kid's just looking at me like I'm an idiot. And it's like, why? This is like classic cinema that I'm speaking of. And they're probably the kids that watch fucking Twitch videos and shit.
Turds. Bunch of turds.
Wasted their lives away with videos.
Speaking
like
of
this is a good one to waste your life with. And this, okay, so this is the point that I wanted to make earlier, but we were talking about other shit.
Yeah.
So, of course, Star Wars Resistance, it's slated to come out finally. It's August 20th. It's coming out on DVD, not Blu-ray. Coming out on DVD. So
I'm sure it's coming. It's got to come out on Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice.
You're like, only on Betamax. This
yeah,
August.
Well, actually, it'd probably be good quality if it was Betamax. Everybody knows Betamax was superior, but that's a whole other argument. It's just weird, especially because Disney has said that they're slowly going to be phasing out in the next 5 years physical media altogether. Like, it's just going to be all digital shit. And then, of course, at that point, once Disney gets rid of all that stuff, it's just going to be a boutique market of like Blu-rays, 4Ks, blah, blah, blah. But DVD, it's actually at this point cheaper to produce or to distribute Blu-rays than to distribute DVDs. So I thought that was really weird.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's well, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and a lot of indie filmmakers will talk about that, how people throw a fit because they release shit only on Blu-ray versus DVD, but apparently it's significantly more expensive to release a DVD. I mean, just from like a product standpoint, like you use more plastic for the case. The discs are slightly heavier. It's just, apparently it's more expensive.
All right, well, there you go.
They don't give a fuck about this, and they're like, oh, well, we got a surplus of DVDs and DVD cases. Let's just slap some stickers on them. People will buy this garbage.
I want to meet the person that goes into like Walmart or Target or whatever and sees this on the shelf and is like, oh, I got to buy this and pick it up, because that's the person I want to beat to death with this DVD itself. Like, just they will end up looking like Hellraiser fucking 3 Cinnabite Discman. Like, that's what they will look like. I will just be shoving this in their face, murdering them. Because come like this. I don't care who you are. This is not a good series. I'll add this addendum. Yet it could be, but it's not yet.
It could be.
Like, it's just not good. It's so many episodes. Every single episode review we did, we were like, when is this going to end? This is the worst. This is like we're torturing ourselves for we're what's the serial killer that put needles in his groin?
Oh my God!
For fuck's sake!
My wife should be listening to this. She could tell us.
I can't think of it right now.
Yeah,
but that's us right now. Like that's what we're doing when we watch that. We're sticking needles, embedding them into our. It's Albert Fish. Embedding, for all you serial killer fans out there, embedding needles in our groin and abdomen just because we like the sensation. That's what watching this is like. If it wasn't for one episode that made the whole series worthwhile.
Yeah.
By the
now,
DVD,
all that being said, apparently there's a fuck ton of extras, so I'm probably buying this.
Are you really?
Well, okay, I can justify it because I had
problem,
so many credits saved up on Amazon that buying the series, like as long as I bought the standard def instead of the high def.
But you already bought the digital, right?
Yeah, but licenses are going to be pulled come November. Like that's why I hate buying digital content, because like that it's gone and I wasted fucking money. But guaranteed, as soon as like Disney Plus happens, unless they end up making an add-on for different streaming services, that license is going to be pulled, and that $3 that I spent on the entire season, it's going to be wasted.
Oh, speaking of Disney Plus, did you see the package price?
I have not yet.
So Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN all together are $12.99. Like all of them together, or you can get them separately for like $5.99 each.
Oh, see, I could.
It's a killer deal. Like it's a really good deal. They're going to be stealing a market. Like they are real threats to Netflix at this point.
Yeah, Netflix is definitely shooting themselves in the foot.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. Well, I guess since the screen changed, let's go on to a lighter note. The fucking Mandalorian. We got some behind the scenes images, and God damn it, November is way too far away.
This is gonna be so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. I had to throw this in there because we've seen some of these images already. Some of them we haven't seen or shown, but it's just like I'm chomping at the bit. Like I'm scratching. I need my fix, and I know this is going to like it's going to take it all back. It's going to take the sequel trilogy and throw it in the trash bin. It's going to hug me and make me feel loved. It's gonna tell me I'm pretty and smart, and I can't wait.
It's gonna be the nice, big, comfy, warm towel as soon as you get out of your rape shower.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait. We're gonna be in a movie together with Mandalorian. It's gonna give me a hand job. Oh, it's gonna be the best. Yeah. I love you, Mandalorian. I love you.
If you've ever seen The Notebook, that's gonna be the relationship that we have with the Mandalorian. Hopefully.
It's going to be so good. I don't even care. It's going to be good. And I just love seeing the practical effect droids. I like everything. It's just, how can it not be good? If this is bad, I'm just going to like kill myself. Like that's all there's left.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be doing a lot of like carving out of tattoos if this sucks. Because I think ever since this was announced, this was pretty much like the light at the end of the tunnel for Star Wars shit. Because, I mean, everything else that I'm really looking forward to, it's all hearsay anyways. I mean, it's kind of confirmed shit, but not really. And ultimately, we don't even know, like, what it'll be. Like, you know, i.e. like the Old Republic series. Right. But The Mandalorian, as soon as that show was announced, it's like, okay, I can get through all this shit just to get to that.
Dude, Taika Waititi, so good.
Fuck yes.
So good.
Watch anything that motherfucker does.
So good. We were watching
What We Do in the Shadows. I've never seen that before.
What?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
What?
What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, have you ever watched it all the way through to the end credits, Adam?
Yeah.
Then you haven't seen it either.
Oh. Okay. Well, there you go. I had to say, I didn't watch it with my son and his girlfriend and my wife, and it was the greatest experience of my life. Like, they were trying to be too cool for school kids on the couch, while my wife and I were totally losing our minds with the series.
So
we've already watched it all the way through, but we're rewatching it.
Yeah, no, it's oh my God.
It's so good. And we're just
note, if you guys haven't seen the movie or the television series, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Dude, it's so good. So good.
Just masterclass in dry humor that will make you shit your pants laughing.
Just so good. All right. And IG88 again. I want to. Every time I see him, I think of like an espresso machine.
Well, I mean, he's essentially the leftover bits of the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yeah, like give me some blue milk out of your left temple and an espresso out of the front. Taika Waititi's doing his voice, dude. What is that going to be like? Is it going to be ridiculous or is it going to be cool?
I hope it's ridiculous. Because IG88, like, at least in Legends and shit, like, he's one of the most...
Norton Bloke is in the chat room!
What's that?
Norton Bloke. Colin's in the chat room. What's up, homie?
What's up, guys? I don't have my phone up on the chat, so I suck. I'm sorry.
You go, loser.
I am a fucking loser. I can't multitask. I'm too excited about The Mandalorian.
That's so good. Look at this. This is like classic, like role player. Like this is what I used to do when I played D&D. Is I would you play the game, but then I would like draw the character, and it would look like on something like this. This is kind of what it would come out like. It would just be this super like cool little dramatic pose. He's like looking off into the sunset.
I think the biggest difference is your sketches versus those sketches probably wouldn't go to an auction site and go for thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Thank you for putting that point.
Just saying.
Thanks.
Like those sketches, oh my god, I would punch someone in the face for those.
And this is the team. It's great.
It's just such bullshit. Like, I wish we could go into hibernation mode right now and wake up in November.
Yeah, here's some old school stuff. George is on set looking at it. He's like, yeah, I think this is pretty good, guys. Great job. Good job. Good doing on the Star Wars stuff.
Probably. And he's walking around with a couple bottles of his wine in his hand. Oh, yeah, this shit, it's made on
you guys tried this?
Vineyard.
Fucking Jon Favreau. I feel like this is a Swingers reference. I feel like he would like to hang out with me. Like, I think it'd be cool to meet him, but I feel like he would want to hang out with me.
That's a possibility, Adam. I don't know what I would even say if I met him.
Jon Favreau? Between Swingers and fucking Chef? I would, like, fuck Iron Man.
I actually haven't seen Chef yet. I know, and I'm a fat kid. I love food stuff.
Oh, it's so good!
I know.
It is so good! It is so goddamn good. I just watched it again with my wife the other night. Like, it is so fucking good.
Yeah, I don't know why I missed it for some reasons. Just
you gotta watch it, man.
Missed it.
There's an app called Tubi. It's free. Watch it. It's good.
But is it a piracy app?
No, it's
that kind of sounds like a piracy app.
I don't know what. I don't know. It doesn't have a parrot on its shoulder, so it can't be. It doesn't have an eye patch.
Okay, so it might not be a piracy app.
Hey now.
And that, oh my god, a fucking memory core. I just love how they're throwing so many fucking dumb little Easter eggs that nerds like us are just gonna like have heart attacks over each episode. Like, this is how it's gonna play out.
Yeah.
It's gonna start up. My lovely, constantly suffering wife is gonna be sitting down next to me watching it.
Palm in hand.
And the dumbest thing's gonna happen. I'm gonna lose my shit, start karate chopping and doing backflips. And she's gonna look at me like
karate chopping.
Yeah,
like that's what you do.
I get excited. I karate chop. I kick. Yeah! It's just something that happens.
You start
she's
doing
just
gonna
look
kicks?
at me like I'm a fucking idiot. Well, that was just a rock. No, you don't understand. That was this. As I'm missing like half the episode.
Yeah,
probably what's gonna happen.
Yeah, this is gonna be great. This does actually remind me of the time we went to the symphony with Colin. And all right, Stephanie, that is not an ice cream machine. I know that's what it looks like.
A memory core. God damn it!
Memory core.
Yes, that is essentially a giant hard drive.
That being said, I would like some ice cream now.
Yes, it just so happens to make ice cream when you pull the memory out of it.
Has to stay cool somehow. They didn't have fans apparently.
Exactly.
Galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, I mean, this is a long, long time ago. They had repulsor lifts, hyperdrives, could beat the speed of light. Air conditioning, though, that's something they didn't have.
Dude, he looks so goddamn cool.
Yeah. I don't care how many times they pop out this same image. Every time I get so fucking excited.
He just looks so goddamn cool. I want a dystopian future so I can dress like this and not feel weird.
Fuck yeah.
That'd be so badass. God,
I mean, I wouldn't feel weird anyways.
I would.
But, yeah.
I totally would. The Mandalorian.
And then we got
All right, this I'm really excited for. You want to go into this?
Yeah. All right. So this is a fun one. We've got a couple books this month we can talk about. So Secrets of the Jedi. Essentially, it's going to be a multimedia book with an interactive menu type of thing, pop-ups. So, I mean, a fucking pop-up book, I'm sold right then and there.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
No, I mean, I've got the fucking Babadook book. I've got the...
You have the Babadook?
Yeah.
Oh, I love
I haven't shown you that yet?
No.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I actually
watched
got
the
it
movie
from
together? I didn't know you got the book.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I got the book from the director. Like, it's signed and everything's fucking tits.
Hey, by the way, everyone, really quick side note. If you haven't seen the Babadook, you're missing out.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. So there's no good fucking excuse why you can't watch it if you haven't seen it.
Good.
But you have to watch it twice if you're a dumb like me.
Why?
Well, because I mean, we watched it with you the first time, and you're like, "Oh, well, this is what it said, and this is what I got out of the movie," and I'm just like, "It was just a scary movie, dude." And then I watched it again. I'm like, oh, "Okay, yeah, no, all that makes sense about mental illness and shit." Whatever. I just like a fucking scary movie.
All right, let's get back to Star Wars.
Yes,
okay,
it's a pop-up book, interactive shit, and the coolest part is it's fucking narrated, but like. Basically, Luke Skywalker is going to be walking you through the entire book.
Jedi Master Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Did you read all this?
I went through little snippets of it.
I read it all. It was not as rich as I was hoping it would be.
Oh.
It's all pretty much on the nose type stuff.
I don't care.
But it was fun. Like I'm hoping he's going to give some insights. You know that they can't tease on a tease like this.
Well, my guess is it would probably be somewhere along the lines of like the Book of the Sith or the Bounty Hunter's Guide or the Imperial Handbook and so forth and so on, where it's stuff we know with stories that we don't, but it's also from like a different perspective. Mm. So that's kind of where I imagine this being. And I mean, it's so badass. I mean, you get lovely pictures. And again, pop-up book, I'm fucking sold. I'm a child.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude. After reading Revan, I got a hard on for the Old Republic.
Oh my God.
Such a hard on.
Ugh. See, now if I can just get you into the fucking X-Wing series.
I've actually got Alphabet Squadron on my phone from my library.
That is not the X-Wing series. It's good though.
No, but I heard it's like an homage to it.
No, it's not.
Oh, really?
It is, but it's good though. Like Alphabet Squadron, it was something I wasn't looking forward to.
Yeah.
I finished it and I'm like, damn, I should have listened to that sooner.
I'm finishing. I've got like 30 minutes left of Graham Hancock's Supernatural, which is a psychedelic drug book, which is really great. And then I'm diving into Alphabet Squadron. If I don't have anything else between that, then I'll tiptoe into the X-Wing series.
Like seriously, you need to. Yeah, I'm going through the Children of Hurin right now.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I fucking love Christopher Lee.
Dude, I can't listen to him read though.
Well, let me finish. I can listen to that man for hours.
Really?
Like Charlemagne, I fucking love his shit he did with Gorgoroth. I mean, that's just badass in and of itself. But oh my God,
watching Christopher Lee's characters. Can't take his reading. Can't do it.
Yeah. See, the problem is it's unabridged, but there's no accompaniment, anything like with it. Like there's no background noise, and he's got the kind of voice where like you just go, "Oh, it's so velvety and beautiful." Yeah.
It's like Count Dooku is reading me a lullaby. What the fuck am I gonna do?
Pretty much like that's I'm fucking.
This is literally Dracula trying to lull me to sleep so he can murder me.
That's probably what it is. He's not dead. He's just waiting.
On another side note, we got to go back to horror for a second. No greater horror actor other than definitely Vincent Price, but I think Christopher Lee's up there with the horror films. You gotta love his performances. Like all the way from Horror Hotel, the fucking Wicker Man, and all of his Dracula. Wait, what was the
Count Orlok?
Yeah, but there was a studio, the Hammer Films,
that
he did. Oh, he's great.
Well, and even like the rekindling or the rehashment of Hammer, like when they started doing like little releases here and there back in the early 2000s, like he was doing narrating for some of that shit too, or at least introductions.
He's just so good. He's so good. And then every time he was on screen in the Lord of the Rings trilogy that was released recently, a decade ago, it was great.
A decade ago, Adam?
I don't know. How long was it?
I was still in high school, dude.
Really?
It's
time
been
flies, man.
It's been a very long time.
I need some ice cream from that ice cream machine. Let's go back to that.
Then okay, so the next one up, Myths and Fables of Star Wars. It's out now. And yeah, it's just different points of view of stories that we know and love.
Okay, I need to separate really quick the artwork from the story.
Oh yeah, nothing's going to live up to just that image alone.
The artwork in this is phenomenal. I like to consider myself an artist. I'm a designer, but I really love and admire true artists. And so just anyone that can create something like this, I really hold in a really high regard. Absolutely. But I'm so goddamn tired of the modern version, the Disney-controlled version of Star Wars, where instead of actually releasing stories, novels, like actual, real, like this is in-universe stories, they're creating a bunch of fucking fantasy fairy tales. Oh, is it real? I don't know. It could be. It could not be. And I understand why, because they don't want to nail anything down so that they can do whatever the fuck they want with the films and the TV shows. But as a fan, I'm goddamn sick and tired. Like the Legend of Luke Skywalker had some really cool moments, but it's all bullshit because they're tales. This whole fucking book is full of nothing but fairy fucking tales. If I want fairy tales, I got Grimm's fucking fairy tales behind me. I don't need this bullshit to be fairy tales. Just give me some in-canon fucking meaty content, and I will buy it. Fuck.
It is pretty goddamn aggravating because in Legends, I mean, every now and then we get shit that like would contradict each other, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Whereas with this, they're just straight up like, no, we don't want to like do anything solid. When they still have basically the same cast of people that did the whole Legend series with Lucasfilms, sans like Aaron Alston, God rest his soul. Like all they have to do is give them the power that Uncle George gave them back in the day, and it'll all be changed. We can get some actual fucking stories to actually fill in the blanks, just like they had done over the last 40 fucking years.
That's the worst part about it. Everyone's got this hard-on for what the Marvel Cinematic Universe is doing. Well, that's a great decade of filmmaking. I'm not going to knock it. But we've had 40 fucking years of novels and comics that all tied in together. And there was a few redactions in different issues and different novels. And there was some like oops and makeups and ridiculous things here and there. But for 40 years, it had a really great run. And it ended on some pretty strong storytelling notes.
It just fucking did.
And like, they just sack it all so that we can just do fables. I'm a grown-ass man at this point.
I don't get it. It's like every now and then it's okay. Like the Legends of Luke Skywalker, like that one, that was really good. I really enjoyed that. Yeah. From a certain point of view, I dug that.
That's another one. Again,
you don't need a shit ton of those.
Yeah.
Like with the old canon, I mean, they do stuff like that. Like you get the tales from Mos Eisley's, you get the tales from Jabba's palace, tales from the New Republic, and then tales from the Empire. That's 4 fucking books in 40 years where they did that kind of shit. Because they knew they had content. They knew they could do stuff. Now it's just, this is easy. Here, take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I watched the actual story group, one spokesman for the story group saying, "Yeah, we're seeding a lot of content between all the different properties that are out there. So we're connecting little elements of the books into some of the comics, and it's really good fun time." And I just want to like grab him and like put my thumbs in his eyes, the Mountain in Game of Thrones, and like, you're out of your fucking mind. This is not new. Like, they've done this. They've done this for my entire my entire life period. Like, why are you acting like this is something new? Like, why is this? Clearly, you were interested in this before Disney bought them, so it's not a new idea to you either. No. So you trying to sell it as if it were a new idea just tells you how fucked the whole situation was when it was bought. Like, come on. Why? I don't get it. Like, I just genuinely don't get it. I don't understand why I'm so passionate about this right now.
Because it's fucking Star Wars, goddammit, and we need some actual solid books. Not a good trilogy occasionally, a offshoot here and there, and then just rehashing the same shit that we've seen time and time again.
Yeah.
It is fucking aggravating, especially when you're an avid reader. Like, that is, I mean, fuck, that's how I really, like, fell down the rabbit hole of Star Wars. Like, I've always loved it, but the books fucking drew me to a place that I did not think I would go with a fan. Like, and then for them to do this kind of shit, it's just aggravating. It's like, they don't want to pander to true fans. They just want to pump out garbage that any dumb fuck could read and find maybe something to appreciate out of it. And then they'll never think about it ever again.
Like, everything they're doing is hinging on nostalgia, hoping that it's going to take off with a new audience.
Yeah, there's no real substance.
I get it. They paid a lot of money for it. They want to get their money back plus. And so, I don't fault them for it. I'm just really glad that those old books still exist. Because I'm going back and revisiting them, because what's being released now is just not up to par. It's just not as good.
It's not often that you find something that's actually worthwhile with the new canon.
Yeah, but I still do really love the artwork. The
artwork's fucking fantastic. Back to that, I would probably get this just for the artwork alone. Especially just that image of Vader.
Yeah.
Like the mid-Darth Vader.
I want to go back to it really quick.
Fucking scary shit looking.
Come on.
Yeah, that's like a Witch King meets a fucking Cenobite meets Darth Vader.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh no, that's badass. I want that as a fucking poster. That's so goddamn cool.
I want that as a fucking crossover movie.
Yeah. If they did an Elseworlds, there was a comic series that they did. I can't think of the name right now. That was like the sort of Marvel Comics Elseworlds, where it wasn't in canon. It was like what ifs storylines that they did in the comics. What was it called? But they did a whole bunch of them. I would love if they did like a TV show now that they have Disney Plus with the Star Wars universe with that, which is ironically is not lost on me. That's the same thing as the Myths and Fables.
Considering that's what we were just bitching about for the past like 30 minutes.
But I'll get to see it on screen.
It would be different.
I'm a hypocrite. Fuck you. Wait,
no,
how
you're
are we
a junkie.
back to that?
You're a junkie.
Like,
let's just admit it. That's what it is. We're junkies. All right, so I guess now we're going on. So games. There's if you go onto the Disney Now app, there's Star Wars Resistance Racer game where you get to race different pilot or different aces on the Colossus. You get to customize your fighter, all that shit.
Did you play it?
No, I didn't like the show enough to download an app just to play it. Which is funny because, of course, like that's the only like through line we had with the series is that's what we loved was actually seeing like the plane or the fighters, the actual the TIE fighters, like all the ships, like the actual flights were fucking dope.
It's the only way the animation looked great.
Like that's what that animation was made for, essentially.
Yeah, I did play it. It's no Star Wars Pod Racer. I'll just say that.
Then I'm not even gonna bother downloading.
It's very kiddie, stupid, dumb with a big D.
See, I love dumb children's racing games like Mod Nation Racing. Fucking love that game. It's old PlayStation 3 game. It's dumb as shit, meant for kids, but drunk adults like me would play it in the middle of the night. Yeah, so that's a thing. That's out. You're going to customize. You're going to go up against, like I said, different aces. It's there. It's free. So if you want to play it.
So in the chat, Colin's saying it was close to 20 years ago that Lord of the Rings was out. If Disney just stuck with the original formula, they would have made their money back easily within 5 years. Agreed.
All they would have had to do was fucking do the Blu-ray release of the 4K edition, or like the 4K
That's
release.
Supposed to be in the making.
God, see, that's all they had to do. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter that Lucas had just released the box set. Does not matter. Every single person that's begrudgingly going, I don't want to fucking buy this, it's another edition, who's buying it as they're bitching about it, would have done the same fucking thing months later.
Yep, for sure.
But whatever.
Yeah, it's just not a good game. Like, I downloaded the app just to play it because I really did enjoy. Like, my wife and I both enjoyed. When N64 came out, we just went to Germany, and so we played a lot of video games because we didn't really know anyone, and we were in a foreign fucking land. And there was this. I can't remember the name of the racer game, but we played a shit ton of that. And then as soon as Star Wars Pod Racer was out a year or so later, 2 years later, then, or maybe it was 3, we played the shit out of that too. And it was great. A lot of fun. Like, episode 1's not that good.
No.
But the game was fun. Like, it was, competition. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
This is no pod race. This is not good. This is not great.
Yeah,
too simplistic.
I can't imagine.
Way too simplistic. As long as your thumb is on your phone, that's your gas. And then, you're moving in 3D environments. So up, down, left, and right is, up, down, left, and right. So it's I don't know. It's way too simplistic. It's intuitive, which I guess is a good thing. But I don't know if I'm tainted because I watched the series, or if I'm tainted because it's just a simplistic game, or I'm just a grown-up and I don't like playing video games that much anymore. I don't know. Maybe a combination, but it just wasn't for me.
No, it did seem pretty uneventful.
This, on the other hand.
This, on the other hand, is fucking aggravating because I didn't find out about it until everything was gone. And I don't give a shit. I own all those fucking video games.
Yeah.
But I don't own those exact ones with a pretty card that I can hang on my wall and never touch. Yeah, so there's... oh my god, I already lost the... thing. Where is it?
Dude, I remember playing the original releases of like Star Wars and Empire on NES as a kid, because that's what we had growing up. I mean, Legend of Zelda was our number one, and we played a bunch of other stupid ones. But Star Wars and Empire, those were great on the NES.
Well, even Super Return of the Jedi, which obviously was for Super Nintendo, like those were good fucking games.
I don't think I played that one, but
oh man, that one, honestly, that was probably my favorite.
Really?
Out of all of them. And I mean, of course, Empire's my favorite movie, but yeah, Super Return was dope.
They're just fun. They're just stupid fun.
It is.
And it's hard. Like, this is when video games...
kick your ass.
Like, there was consequences. You didn't get to save your progress unless you finished the fucking level. Like,
then, the second you turn off that fucking console, it's gone. You start over again.
This is what I don't fully understand, or let me rephrase that. I don't think modern day, what you would call gamers, understand the reality of games when we were kids. It was unforgiving, mad consequences, tons of fucking quarters. Like, I mean, there's no such thing as just like going in and playing and saving and replaying for hours because you ran out of fucking money. Like, it's too goddamn hard.
Oh, yeah.
So good, though.
So good.
When you did find those nerds that could totally just rock it, they were heroes. They were gods.
They were. And
they never saw a boob, but they were gods.
That was the kind of shit that I could understand, like, watching somebody play video games. Because it was a communal experience. You're at an arcade with actual flesh and bone people cheering them on. It was like watching a fucking sports ball game.
Yeah.
Except a lot cooler. And everybody smells like burritos. It was awesome.
I spent so many Saturdays at the 7-Eleven at the Street Fighter arcade. They're just putting quarters on the top. Like, I got next. Like, it was insane, the amount of money that I dropped on that game just to get my ass whipped by the dude that's been standing there for 20 minutes. But it was worth it. It was so great. Oh, I loved it. And then but like you were saying, it is the communal experience. Like, you're standing there watching, just enjoying.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I feel like I love the arcade games, but the pinball games, like, that's like way old school. But I loved that stuff growing up. Like, that was super,
dude,
like, weirdly sexual too. Yeah. There was a lot
pinball?
of like.
No, okay, never mind. I can see it. I can see it.
Totally weirdly like, especially when you had like a dude dressed like super rolled up white t-shirt sleeves, mullet, just Motley Crue t-shirt, like, just rocking it, like he's just like fucking, dry humping this arcade to get the damn. I don't know. It was the day. That was my girl.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't have the mullet, but that's me when I get a chance to go to the arcade that's up the street from me. Yeah,
I didn't know they were still around.
Oh yeah, there's one up the street from me that basically a dentist was like, I'm gonna retire. I got a lot of money. What can I do with that money? I'm gonna open a penny arcade.
Because that's profitable.
Dude, it is so dope. Because basically it's like $10 you get to play all day, but the pinball machines, they're like 75 cents a pop, and that's probably money because, well, 75 cents a pop, that's really not that expensive for nowadays standards.
Really? It was a quarter back in my day.
Well, that was also like 40 years ago, Adam. Back when you're in your early 20s or something.
Fuck you.
Yeah, no, it is pricey, but yeah, that shit. God, I fucking love pinball. Like, that was always like a symbol of wealth for me. Was like, I don't want a Maserati. I don't want a big fucking house. I want a goddamn pinball machine in my garage. That's when I know I made it.
Yeah. I was spoiled because I grew up with a pinball machine right next to my bed.
Ooh.
It was badass. I'm definitely cooler than you because of that. Hey, so I read the book. I never played the video game. Was it good?
No. It is god awful. Like, if you've ever, what was it, Superman 64?
No.
It's bad. It is one of the worst Star Wars games.
It's like heralded as one of the worst Superman games, though. But
yeah,
one of the worst games. Period.
Same fucking thing. It was awful. Like, the book, fantastic.
Yeah, it was fun.
One of the best Star Wars books there is, but the game, no. The game was just awful. Like, I've never finished it because I can't stomach it. And I've played some dumb fucking games start to finish just because I started them.
Yeah. Well.
But yeah, so anyways, all these are sold out.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm glad we're showing them that they're not available. I haven't either. Again, this is why I like being able to watch people play games. Is because I could never have, to be fair, I could totally just buy one, but I don't want to just for a 40-minute game.
Yes, that's where I'm at. Like, I could easily dump the $200-300 on the VR setup to play Vader Immortal.
Right.
But like, I have a VR headset. I can count on one hand how many times I've used the fucking thing. Like, and even with it being Star Wars, even with it being Vader, like, I don't really see playing it often,
right,
or even playing it, like, doing repeat plays, especially because it's an episodic thing. So I don't know. I mean, it's gorgeous. The mechanics behind it's amazing. The new characters they're introducing are amazing. And just, having more mythology behind the character is just dope. But yeah, I can't bring myself to dump that kind of money on it. But these are wallpapers you can get for free.
Yeah.
There's that.
They're pretty cool.
They're pretty cool.
I still like my wallpaper best, though. You got right there.
That is pretty good.
Goddamn good.
What
you rocking?
Me and my wife, because I love her.
Ah, nerd.
Nerd.
You and your stupid love.
Fucking stupid. I shouldn't like. Girls are gross. They got cooties. Everybody knows that.
With their vaginas.
I don't know.
Messy vaginas. Vader never saw a vagina. Well, he did once. But that was it.
Like, we know he did at least one time.
Just once. That was it, loser. It was like, you. Never mind, I lost it.
No,
I was
no,
gonna say
no.
something good, but
Gotta do it. You gotta do it.
I don't know what it was. I had something and then I lost it.
Oh,
That's all
damn
I'm
it.
saying.
Okay.
Weird looking creature.
Yeah.
These are the native. What's the planet? Mustafarians.
Yeah. Which is weird too, because I swear in the oh wait, yeah, wasn't it in the comics like they were like heavily armored and shit?
Yeah.
But then I guess if
But
he's
those are
in
the
the
modern ones.
yeah.
Well, modern as in when like the Mustafarians that we're seeing in the VR game are like descendants of the original peoples that actually lived when there was like a lush environment. And so they're, I think, a little bit different. And they're living underground. They're not exposed to the harsh environments outside. And
Yeah, but well, yeah, I guess that would make sense because the Mustafarians that I'm thinking of are the ones that we got in the Vader comic. You know,
Charles Soule,
when
yeah.
he's right there. But yeah, that makes sense if they're living underground like not idiots.
This is concept art for the second episode that's going to be released. So the first episode was really great because it introduced you to the idea of lightsaber usage. And there's like the 40-minute game, which is a really great story, was half of the actual game. The second half of the game is lightsaber dueling. Episode 2 is bringing about force power usage.
Nice.
And so what they're doing is they're staging the gameplay with the technical aspects that they're trying to teach you with the VR set, so that it's a lot like what I remember Dark Forces to Dark Forces 2 to Jedi Knight being when the old PC video games, where they start you off with really, just super stupid like Doom type gameplay, and they introduce you to some really light Jedi Knight mechanics, and then they sort of dive you in with a whole bunch of different lightsaber skills, a whole bunch of different force using skills. But it was a slow progression. I really appreciate that they're doing this with VR because, again, it's gesticulations. You have to be able to use your hands and everything. So it's easing you into the realities of that. But the promise of opportunity with that is really, really exciting because the first story, if you haven't watched it, spoilers, Darth Vader's going into the temple that's underneath his castle, which is a remnant of an ancient Mustafarian temple. And it speaks of how the planet was destroyed and became the volcano mass that it is as we know it. But there's this sort of stone, I'm butchering the story right now. There's a stone that is only being able to be unlocked by someone of the hereditary line of the princess of the original land or whatever, and you as the player are the hereditary princess, which is why Vader called you to his castle. And so there's this really great heritage experience of you realizing that you're not just a smuggler, you're actually a force creature, a creature who has the opportunity of being a powerful Jedi or some sort of force wielder. And you get to unlock this really great narrative of Vader and Mustafar's past. And Vader's trying to get the power so that he can unlock immortality, which is a really interesting thing because we already read the Charles Soule comic where he went into the sort of dark force nexus and was sort of, convinced to turn back and embrace who he was as Darth Vader. This is something a little slightly different. So even though he embraced who he was, he hasn't given up on Padme or the idea of immortality. And so that's what this whole series is about. So it's really exciting to see where it's going to go and the sort of Dark Force lore that you're going to be able to unlock as the player. I'm really looking forward to that.
Fucking A. Well, you sold me on it.
It just looks badass.
It does.
And, by the way, that character is called like the Dark Prophet or Dark Priest or something like that. The ongoing theory in the Star Wars community is that that's Snoke. Like, he was introduced in episode 1 as the Dark Prophet, and that's where he got the obsidian ring from underneath Vader's castle. That's how he was able to witness the beginning and end of the Empire. That's how he was able to be so masterful in dark force arts, yet not be a Sith, because he's a dark prophet. that is supposedly smoke. And if that theory pays out, then these episodes are going to be really interesting to me to be able to justify fucking The Last Jedi. Like, it's the only way.
Yeah, that's fucking A. I hadn't heard that, so that's pretty sweet.
Cool.
I guess I'll have to watch a playthrough.
So we're already at our hour. We have one last little comic, which leads into a little bit of speculation. You want to dive into this?
Yep. Kylo Ren.
The Rise
of Kylo Ren.
So this
is going to be all just snot and tears and temper tantrums.
I was really excited about this because this is my biggest complaint. We had a tease in episode 7 and then vacuum in episode 8. They're coming back in episode 9, we know, but this is going to tell us where they were, what they've been doing, who the fuck they are. Are they the acolytes from beyond, from the Aftermath comics? Are they something different? Do they have force abilities? Do they not? Why do they put Kylo Ren as their leader? Where the hell have they been? Like, there's so many questions I need to know. Like, I've got to know. Were they there when? Are they ex pupils of Luke Skywalker as well?
See, that's what I always imagine them being, because Luke does talk about him taking some of the students and leaving.
Exactly.
So that's what I kind of always imagined. But yeah, it would be cool to see if they were, like, you know, as like the Knights built up a population, and they did use some of the you just said it and I already forgot, but the people from Aftermath,
right?
Like
the acolytes from beyond. Yeah,
there we go. Like, that would be pretty goddamn cool to see, and especially because we haven't, like, those were some really important books that we've had very little tie-ins with, like in the actual films.
Yeah, they were great. I don't know why they didn't pull more from that. Great series. Yeah. You want to hear my theory?
I want to hear your theory.
Here's my theory. My theory is that after episode 7, or maybe before episode 7, Kylo Ren sent the Knights of Ren off to find the hidden remnant that Palpatine put in the outer reaches. Mm-hmm. That's not the what we were told in Aftermath books, was that Palpatine's plan was to have most of the Empire punished and destroyed because they allowed their emperor to die, but the remnants to be sent off, and they ended up forming the new order.
First Order.
First Order, thank you. However, he sent people into the outer reaches before that. Mm-hmm. So the theory is that Kylo Ren sent the Knights of Ren off to find that regiment. Mm-hmm. They're going to come back, and that's where we see the Sith troopers.
Yeah, see, now that would be so dope. Especially if we got one, like a remnant of the Empire that was a theocracy versus like a military state. Yeah. Because essentially that's what the First Order is. Like, they are all just pure military. Like, everybody that's in that, like, there's no just civilians. Mm-hmm. Like, you are military until you die. Whereas if it was like a religious sect, oh, that'd be so fucking dope.
Well, I was really frustrated with the First Order because the Empire, they were all trained soldiers. Like, they were serious. They were soldiers. They had military bearing. When they knew they fucked up, they swallowed their pride and they went and reported, and they got choked out by Vader. Mm-hmm. Like, they acted as soldiers. In the First Order, they're all a bunch of like fucking bumbling idiots that don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. Like, so goddamn stupid. All right, so how much cement did you order to try to fill those plot holes? Oh, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Awesome.
It was brutal. All right, well, that's going to do it for our show today, I think.
That should be about it.
Is there anything else you want to talk about before we go?
No, I think we covered it all. Go see Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Can't stress that one enough. That was a good one.
True. It was fun. I would like to thank Wes, Stephanie, Colin, Josh. Thank you guys all for joining us live. Shauna, I'm not going to thank you because you live with me, and I kind of.
I'm going to thank you, Shauna, because you're fucking awesome. Even if your husband doesn't think so.
I think she's awesome, but I guilt her into watching.
Before we went live, he was talking about how not awesome you are.
All right, we're not going to talk about this anymore. No, I'm not gonna get any loving tonight, man. You just fucked it up for me.
I'm just kidding, Sean. Just
Thank
close your
you
eyes
all.
and pretend you're somewhere else.
Oh boy, yeah. Oh boy, that's like a normal thing for her. She's like,
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Pitt, I'm with Brad Pitt. Opens her eyes. Brad Pitt. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another HoloNet News. And for those of you tuning in for the first time live with us, I would welcome you to join us for the regular show. We broadcast live every second and fourth Sunday of every month. Of course, you can always just tune into the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel to find out when that is, or, do a little bit of math in your days. Not going to hurt you.
My wife's still figuring it out, but
you can figure it out.
It's pretty easy to do.
Either way, lately we've been doing a weekly live episode review. We've been burning through the Clone Wars lately, but again, Mandalorian's coming. The Star Wars Resistance Season 2 is coming, so we're going to be doing those as well. So you can tune in. Traditionally, we do those on a Monday night. So if you're bored on a Monday night, tune in with us and let us listen to us rant and rage about good or bad of Star Wars episodes past.
Listen to these Clone Wars episode reviews and then follow it up with the Resistance reviews.
You'll appreciate it more.
Then you'll be like, oh, okay, these guys do have an opinion.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's accused us of not having
an unbiased opinion. There we go. That's what I meant. Because we can talk some shit on Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. And that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much. Until until tomorrow night or until the next main show in August. It's going to be another anniversary show, people. Do we know what we're doing?
Not a fucking clue.
All right. Well, may the force be with you.
Deuces, turds.
Princess Mimi. Princess Mimi.